do you actually know what your partner's love language is? Do you know exactly how they would like to be loved? And the answers I received is either no, or the husband start just rambling off some stuff, and the wife is sitting there shaking her head saying no. Okay. So what happens is when you don't actually know your partner's love language, or you don't know exactly how your partner would like to be shown love, you're going to love them or show them love the way that you assume or you think that they would like to be loved. Is that fair to you or them? Absolutely not. So when you love someone the way that you feel that they want to be loved and not taking out the time to find out exactly how they want to be loved, you're not going to be loving them effectively. You're not going to be showing them love effectively. So all it takes is just asking a couple of questions and find out exactly how your partner receives or feels that they're being loved or they're being shown love. All right? That makes sense? All right. So what I'm going to go over with you today is I'm going to talk to you about the 5 love languages. All right? The 5 love languages. Now, many of you have heard this. Many of you have researched and read the book. Many of you have Googled it. Many of you done so many things looking into the 5 love languages, but you're still not utilizing it effectively. All right? Now, what I'm going to share with you is extremely simplistic. I had one of my clients, and we was talking about the love language, and he was like, "Oh yeah, we did that. We did that. Yeah, I know all about that." It's like, really? I said, so what is one of your wife's love languages? And he said, words of affirmation. I said, all right. So what are the words of affirmation that you provide your wife with? He was like, oh man, I don't know. I don't know. I just, that's just too deep for me. I started to look at it, but then I just gave up. I was like, man, really? I said, when did you read this thing? When did you find this out? Oh, it was years ago. Years ago. Okay. And I said to him, I said, you know what? I said, do you know that if you just would have got a sticky note, wrote on there some things that you appreciate about your wife or appreciate what it is that she does, that would have been fulfilling that love language for her, or sent her a text message. Just let her know how much you appreciate her and you love her and you love what she contributes to the household, to the marriage, to the relationship, to the business, everything. Do you know that that would have showed her how much you appreciated her, and knows our words of affirmation for her? And when he said, what? And we looked over at her and she's just shaking her head saying, yes. It's not rocket science. Okay? You don't have to make it hard. It's not rocket science. All right. The next one is quality time. Quality time. That's carving out some time for them, spending some time with them, for them. Make sense? Quality time. That's self-explanatory. Make them feel important. Let them know that you carved out this time for them. You made this time available for them. All right? The third love language is physical touch. Physical touch. All right? Now, when I say physical touch, that don't mean sex. No, it's not sex. Again, we think too hard a lot of times on these love languages and we miss the mark. Physical touch is just holding hands, you know, holding hands, giving them a hug. Those are 2 of the things that you can do as far as physical touch if that's your partner's love language. All right? You rolling with me so far? All right. We went over words of affirmation, and we went over quality time, and we went over physical touch. The fourth one is acts of service. Acts of service. And again, you don't have to recreate the wheel or think so deep on acts of service. It's just doing something nice for your spouse, completing a task for her. Those are acts of service. Again, an example of that is my wife and I the other day, after we got finished working out, and she said, I need to take my shower. I need to iron baby's clothes, but I want to take my shower, iron her clothes because I got some work that got to be done on the business, man. And I could see that it was kind of concerning for her. And I told her, I said, baby, look, don't worry about it. Go take your shower. I will iron baby's clothes. I'll iron baby's clothes. That's like a tongue twister for me. I will iron baby's clothes. All right. You go ahead, take your shower, and then I'll get our coffees. After she got out of the shower, she looked at me and she said, you know what, baby, you do know what my love language is. She's like, acts of service. And you knew that. And she's like, and I thank you and I appreciate you ironing baby's clothes while I took my shower, because that's one less thing I had to worry about. I said, absolutely, baby, no problem. Acts of service. The last one, number 5, is gifts. Gifts. Now, for some people, that's receiving and giving. Gifts. Self-explanatory. Don't really need to go deep into that. Okay? So those are the 5 love languages. Don't make it harder or more stressful than it needs to be. It's that simple. It's that easy. Okay? So if you don't know, ask the question, ask your spouse, baby, do you know what your love languages are? Or tell me how you would like to be loved so that I can make sure that I love you effectively and I show you love effectively the way that you want and desire to be loved.